England came to Boston expecting to take control. 90 minutes later, they walked off with a goalless draw, and one replay the entire internet is still arguing about. Was it a stonewall penalty? Why didn't VAR step in? And is this England side in more trouble than the league table suggests? Let's get into the reaction. First, the moment that lit up social media. England drew Ghana 0-0 on Tuesday in Group L, but with about 10 minutes left, the whole game nearly flipped. Ghana forward Prince Edu got in behind, and England defender Ezri Konsa came flying across to challenge and brought him down inside the box. No penalty given, and, crucially, VAR did not intervene. Within minutes, the clips were everywhere. One widely shared post from Pro Football News ran the collision frame by frame, with a simple caption: "How was that not a penalty?" Fox Soccer's own account called it a chaotic chance for Ghana to take the lead late. Across Ghanaian football media and neutral fan accounts, the question kept repeating: if that's not a foul, then what is? And it wasn't a quiet protest. Ghana's players surrounded the officials, their bench was up in arms, and the appeals carried on long after play restarted. They felt they'd been denied a clear, late chance to win the game. So who's actually right? Here's where it gets interesting. This is the part a lot of fans misunderstand about VAR, so stay with me. VAR doesn't re-referee the game. It only steps in for a clear and obvious error. If the on-field referee makes a call in real time and it's defensible, VAR is designed to leave it alone, even if plenty of people would have given it the other way. And that's exactly what the official line was here. The no penalty didn't cross that high threshold, so there was no review on the monitor, and the decision stood. But the experts pushed back hard. ESPN's refereeing analyst Andy Davies, a former elite official, said flatly that he thought it was a foul. That when you launch into a challenge like that and don't win the ball, you're gambling, and Konsa was lucky. Former Premier League referee Mark Halsey went further, saying England were extremely lucky not to concede, and that he was very surprised VAR didn't recommend a review. Now, the other side of the argument. The contact was glancing, Konsa got something on it, and in real time the referee simply didn't judge it as enough to point to the spot, and the VAR threshold for overturning that is deliberately high. You can genuinely see both readings, but the sheer volume online told you which way the public leaned. And here's the kicker: if Ghana score that penalty, we're not talking about a draw, we're talking about England losing, which is exactly why the second story of the night got even louder. Because for a lot of England fans, the bigger problem wasn't the referee at all, it was the performance. England came into this off a thrilling 4-2 win over Croatia. Against Ghana? Almost nothing. And the stat that went viral said it all. According to Opta, this was the first World Cup match since Croatia and Belgium back in 2022 where neither team managed a single shot on target in the first half. Supporters who'd watched the Croatia fireworks 6 days earlier were stunned, and there's a pattern here that didn't help the mood. This was the fourth tournament in a row that England's second group game ended in a draw. The names trending weren't defenders, they were Cole Palmer and Phil Foden, with fans asking how a team with that much attacking firepower could look so blunt. The pundits split into two camps. In the Don't Panic corner, Sky Sports' Paul Merson called it back to reality, but insisted England have to trust Thomas Tuchel. You don't win a World Cup in your second group game. Even so, Merson didn't sugarcoat the display. He said the lack of creativity was worrying, that England had all that possession and didn't use it, and he made the point that the only thing that truly beats a packed defense is movement, runs off the ball to drag defenders out of position. In the This Is a Worry corner, Gary Neville singled out Anthony Gordon as the player now under the most pressure, after 2 quiet starts following his big move to Barcelona, and Alan Shearer framed the whole night as a reality check. Tuchel himself, though, wasn't buying the panic. Asked directly if this was a wake-up call, his answer was blunt: no, England don't need one. His message: don't get too high, don't get too low. One brilliant night and one tough night are both just reality. He also gave Ghana real credit: physical, fast, organized, and ready to throw bodies in front of everything. But there's a deeper criticism brewing, and it isn't about who played badly, it's about who wasn't there at all. This one's about the squad Tuchel picked before a ball was even kicked. When you run into a wall like Ghana's deep, packed defense, you need players who can unlock it from range. A disguised pass, a strike from distance, something that pulls a back line apart. And plenty of fans and analysts pointed straight at 2 names left at home: Adam Wharton and Trent Alexander-Arnold, arguably England's most natural ranged passers. The debate online turned heated fast. Was leaving them out shrewd squad management, or a call that just cost England 2 points? The analysis backed the frustration up. The read from outlets like Sky and Sports Mole was that England simply lacked a plan B. When pace and patience both failed, there was no obvious lever to pull. In Tuchel's defense, England won't meet many low blocks like Ghana's once the knockouts arrive, and his team is built to punish more open, attacking opponents on the counter. The risk is just as clear, though. If a knockout opponent scores first and drops deep, can this England side break them down? On Tuesday's evidence, that's a fair question to be asking. And while England hunted for answers, let's not lose the other half of this story, because one team walked off that pitch feeling like winners. Ghana. They came into this as the lowest-ranked side in Group L. Tuchel even pointed out that bottom of the group Panama is ranked higher by FIFA than Ghana are. And they walked away with a point against one of the tournament favourites, off the back of a defensive shift that even England's harshest critics praised. Every time England threatened, there were 3, for Ghana bodies hurling themselves in the way. Merson himself credited them for defending amazingly, with players throwing themselves in front of everything. For Ghanaian fans, the night was equal parts pride and grievance. Pride in the wall their team built, and grievance over that Adu penalty shout that never came. If anything, they'll feel they could have stolen all 3 points, and that's the part that complicates the whole England in crisis storyline. Yes, England were poor, but Ghana were also genuinely excellent, disciplined, brave, and a reminder that at a 48-team World Cup, there is no such thing as an easy night. So where does all of this leave the 3 Lions? Here's the reality check on the reality check. Despite all of it, England sit on 4 points, and they are all but through to the round of 32. Their final Group L game is against an already eliminated Panama, so in pure results terms, mission almost accomplished. But tournaments aren't won on points alone. They're won on form, on confidence, and on having an answer when a game gets tight and ugly. Right now, England have the talent and the table position. What they're still chasing is the performance. So I'll throw it to you. Was the Konsa challenge a clear penalty that VAR flat out missed, or the right call in a tight moment? And is this England a slow-starting contender who'll click into gear, or a team with a real, structural problem breaking sides down? Drop your verdict in the comments, and let's argue it out. See you on the next one.